The Enforcement Directorate is crossing all limits and totally violating the federal structure of the Indian Constitution. These are the words of Chief Justice of India, B.R. Gawai. This scathing criticism of the central agency by India's top court was loud and clear that the ED wasn't doing its job. Today's message to the agency was in connection with the alleged TASMAC scam in Tamil Nadu. The Supreme Court had some basic questions to ask the ED, like where is the exact offence, and also raised questions over their conduct, a point that was raised by lawyers representing TASMAC. And when the court found no satisfactory answers, the judges did not mince their words. In fact, the Supreme Court also ordered a stay on ED's investigation into this alleged scam, and a huge message to the functioning of the Enforcement Directorate that already has a reputation for working as a political vendetta tool by the Bharatiya Janata Party. But what is the story of TASMAC and what did the Supreme Court say in court today? Hello and welcome, I'm Shubham Chauhan. Let's get started. In March 2025, the Enforcement Directorate raided the head office and officials of Tamil Nadu State Marketing Corporation Limited or TASMAC in Chennai. This was based on 41 FIRs registered by the Directorate of Vigilance and Anti-Corruption DVAC between 2017 and 2024. A few days after the ED raid, the agency said there were multiple irregularities in TASMAC's operations. This included unaccounted cash deals worth 1,000 crore rupees, incriminating data on transfer postings, fake or inflated purchase orders, manipulation of transport and bar license tenders, where the agency says there was a mismatch between the KYC details of the applicant and the demand draft. But broadly, two major charges were leveled. One, that TASMAC outlets illegally charged 10 to 30 rupees per bottle. And two, liquor supply contracts favored only a select few distillery companies. And all this money involved in the process was illegal or illicit. Now for context, TASMAC stands for, like I said, Tamil Nadu State Marketing Corporation. It's a government body. It was established in 1983 by then Chief Minister M.G. Ramachandran. Now TASMAC is the sole authority responsible for liquor sales in Tamil Nadu. It has a monopoly over wholesale and retail distribution of liquor in the state. On last count, TASMAC operates about 7,000 retail outlets and handles the supply of about 3 lakh or more bottles. And hence, it's a huge source of revenue for the state treasury. TASMAC revenue has grown by nearly 12,000 crore rupees over the past 3 years, rising from 36,000 crore rupees in 2021-2022 to 44,121 crore rupees in 2022-2023. Now, it's important to note that these official licensed distilleries supplying liquor are owned by key politicians or their aides across party lines. So over the years, there are multiple allegations and questions raised on the opacity in how TASMAC is run and how this entire business of officially selling liquor is a breeding ground for illicit cash or transactions for politicians and political parties. The Enforcement Directorate believes there is a large network of TASMAC officials, politicians, Tamil Nadu government officials and contractors, this nexus that is involved in money laundering. It also suspects that excess liquor is being manufactured and then sold in the black market. On the political front, the Bharatiya Janata Party targeted the ruling DMK, led by Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, over this alleged 1,000 crore rupees scam. Now, days after the ED raid in March, the Tamil Nadu government and TASMAC knocked on the doors of the Madras High Court. They urged the High Court to declare the ED raid illegal. The plea said these raids by the Enforcement Directorate were politically motivated. It added that the ED harassed TASMAC employees with long hours of interrogation. Now, here's where an interesting thing happened in the High Court. In a hearing on March 20, that is almost 2 weeks after the raid, the High Court pulled up the probe agency. A division bench of Justices M.S. Ramesh and N. Senthil Kumar questioned what it called an alarming situation. The High Court asked that can the entire TASMAC office and its employees be raided when there may be evidence only for a few individuals? It also questioned why were employees under raid for over 60 hours in some cases. The Enforcement Directorate denied detaining anybody that long. But the High Court went ahead with an oral order, pausing all investigation by the ED in this case, a temporary pause. The bench asked the agency to file a counter on the TASMAC petition with 25th March fixed as the next date of hearing. On 25th March, both judges said they had some reasons and hence they were recusing themselves from the case. The matter then went on to another set of judges. On 23rd April, a division bench of Justices S.M. Subramaniam and K. Rajasekhar dealt a blow to the Stalin government's plea. It held that the ED raids were very much legal. The ED was permitted to continue its probe under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act or PMLA. The Madras High Court said courts are not a place to decide political matters and that the offence of money laundering is a crime against the people of the nation. On 16th May, that is last week, the Enforcement Directorate, armed with the Madras High Court order, conducted fresh raids in connection with the TASMAC-linked money laundering case. About 10 locations linked to TASMAC officials and agents were raided. TASMAC MD S. Visakan, Tamil Nadu Deputy Chief Minister Udayanidhi Stalin's close friends, Ratish, film producer Akash Bhaskaran, were some of the high-profile individuals who were raided as well. The ED officers had recovered WhatsApp chats between TASMAC MD Visakan and Ratish. In these purported conversations, Ratish gave directions to the TASMAC MD on various issues. Visakan was questioned by the agency for more than 10 hours. Now jump to April 4. Tamil Nadu government moved the Supreme Court of India. Their plea was to transfer the case against TASMAC from the Madras High Court. The High Court said that the state was insulting the judiciary with this and also accused the Tamil Nadu government of forum shopping. The Supreme Court too refused to entertain this plea by the Stalin government. On the 8th of April, the government then withdrew their plea. Yesterday, the Stalin government approached the Supreme Court again, questioning the validity of the ED raids. Today, this matter came up. A bench of Chief Justice of India B.R. Gawai and Justice Agustin George Massey were hearing the matter. Representing Tamil Nadu government and TASMAC were senior advocates Kapil Sibal and Mukul Rohatgi. And additional Solicitor General S.V. Raju was representing the Enforcement Directorate. Senior advocate Kapil Sibal pointed out that the state government had already filed 41 FIRs against certain people in this regard since 2017. And then, how come the ED suddenly raids the head office? Sibal and later Rohatgi as well pointed out that phones were taken away, cloned, which was a clear-cut breach of privacy, and this was done to employees of TASMAC. To this, Chief Justice of India Gawai, B.R. Gawai, questioned the ED. How can this offence be against the corporation, that is TASMAC? You may register against individuals. A criminal matter against the corporation? Your ED, that is Enforcement Directorate, is crossing all limits. Stay on the proceeding. When there are FIRs against officers, why is ED coming here? Where is the predicate offence? ED put an affidavit, is what the Chief Justice of India said. ASG S.V. Raju maintained that there was a bigger scam involved, but the SC was in no mood to listen. The bench added that the ED is totally violating the federal structure of India's constitution, and so it granted a stay on the investigation by the ED in a major win for the Stalin government. Now, this isn't the first time that the ED has been pulled up by the Supreme Court. Earlier this week, Justice Abhay Oka was hearing the bail plea of a money laundering accused in the 2,000 crore rupee Chhattisgarh liquor scam. There, the judge made his displeasure with the ED pattern clear. Justice Oka said, "We have seen a number of complaints of ED. This is the pattern. Just make allegations without any reference to anything. You have made a specific allegation that he earned 40 crore rupees. Now you're not able to show connection of this man with this or any other company." In April, the Supreme Court said that if ED has fundamental rights, people of India have their own rights too. In February, the Supreme Court pulled up the agency for using the PMLA to keep an accused in jail to no end and questioned if the provision, that is PMLA, was being misused like the dowry law. A bench of Justice Abhay Oka and Justice Ujjal Bhuyan made the observation while granting bail to a former excise officer. The top court was surprised at how the accused was kept in custody if a court order taking cognizance of the complaint was quashed by the Chhattisgarh High Court. And there are several more cases. These, the ones we mentioned, were just in the recent past. Now, while we are not commenting on the merits of any case, the fact is that ED has come under scrutiny for A, who it raids, and B, the long periods of incarceration of the accused that follows. In the first case, what always raises eyebrows is how the Enforcement Directorate is 100% activated in opposition rule states and going after corruption there. And second is how claims are made about money laundering, money trail, corruption without any concrete evidence. The PMLA as an act is such that bail becomes extremely difficult once a person is arrested under this act. The Supreme Court on its part today has sent yet another message that the agency needs to get its act together. It cannot be functioning ad hoc without any regard for rules, evidence, laws, or even at the behest of one political party. Now, whether the ED pays heed or not will be clear in the days to come. That's all we have for this report. Thanks for watching.